2000 Excursion again. Gonna do a new alternator today. So, checking it out. I've never done one on here, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be too difficult. It's got two bolts down there at the bottom of kind of the pedestal it sits on. Obviously, you got to remove the belt, and then we've got a couple plugs on the back here. So to get started, we're gonna disconnect the battery. Just put a new battery in it too. The battery that was in it was undersized and almost 4 years old. So, just to make sure we don't have any problems going forward, we're gonna do both. All right, next step, you're gonna use a ratchet or a breaker bar with a 1/2 inch drive, not a socket, just the square part. Goes down into the tensioner down there. See it going in there? And then turn this towards the driver's side, and you'll see that tensioner move and take tension off the belt. So once you pull it forward, you can see the tension come off the belt. We'll be able to pop that belt out of there. Out of the way. Something to check. When I got it out of there, it actually didn't look that bad, so I probably could have just left it, just taken it off the alternator and let it hang there while I swapped out the alternator. It's a little bit of a pain to get off. I just laid underneath the truck and unhooked it from the crank and the AC compressor, kind of set it up on top of those pulleys, and then you're able to pull it out kind of right through that area. So I'm sure putting the new one on is going to be fun as well. Another thing, make sure before you start that you have a belt routing diagram somewhere, either here or find one online, or take really good notes of how it was routed before you pull it off of there. Next thing we're going to do, get to these two bolts down at the bottom holding the alternator on. Alright, so there actually is one other on this bracket back here, another little, they're all 10 millimeter, another little 10 millimeter there, and then 10 millimeter will also take that cable off. So you just slide the little black boot off of it to get to that, pop that cable off, then we'll get to these couple plugs. I pulled the alternator first before pulling those, that way they're easier to get to. You can just kind of set the alternator there, and then you can get to everything real nice rather than trying to work, you know, back around behind it with it in place. Thing I'm doing, I just pulled the 4 little screws out of that. It's a T20 Torx bit. The reason I'm doing that is to make it easier to get to this plug, so I don't have to try to, you can see the part that you want to pull on to separate it. Actually, there's 5 in there, I missed one, is on the inside. So you could probably get it with a pick or something, but I'm sure it's going to be brittle. I don't want to break it, so I'm just going to take the extra 30 seconds and pull that off. One little tool that I use a decent amount is a 90-degree flat screwdriver, and I just used that here. I was able to just kind of put it up in this little space and push out on that plug. That one came out without breaking real nice, so got both of those out without breaking them, which is a win in my book. So now we're going to start putting the new one in. Alright, set the new one up in there. It balances pretty nicely. You can do that little plug, the big plug, and then we will run this as well. Oop. You can see it kind of sits down in that plastic, gives you a nice spot where you can have it go out one of 2 ways. So, alright, do not crank down on that little nut you're putting on there. That pole will snap off pretty easily. So now we're going to stand it up and put everything in, all 3 bolts in, kind of finger tight, just to hold it in place for the moment. If you don't work on stuff all the time, the reason I say that, to get all 3 of those started before you crank any of them down, is if you go and put this bottom corner one in, you crank it down, then you may have a harder time lining up one of the other 2. So I've got them all in, all started, 3 or 4 threads. Now I know everything's all lined up, and I can tighten it up. And then there's also this little cap here that just sticks on. I'll show you that stud right there. Keep the wiring out of the way. Okay, it is all in, all done. Got the battery hooked back up. Little tip with putting the belt back on. Again, if your belt's not in bad shape, you can just take the tension off, pull it off the alternator, kind of leave it hanging there. That'd be ideal. That would have made this project probably 10 minutes faster. Putting the belt back on, if you take a loop of it, shove it down between, kind of show you on here, shove it down between your idler and your tensioner, both sides together. Shove it down there, then you can climb underneath the vehicle, take that loop you just made, hook it on the AC, and then now you've got, you know, both sides on here on the tensioner like you want. Take your extra, go around the crankshaft, and then up around the water pump down to the power steering. We left the extra kind of sitting here at the top for the last thing to do on the alternator. And then do your tensioner again, hook it around the alternator, reconnect the battery, and now we're going to fire it off and make sure we're getting good voltage out of it, because you can get bad alternators straight from parts stores. I had one vehicle, I got 3 in a row that were bad. So hopefully that's not the case today. Testing this with a voltmeter, 14.21. That's good enough. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or anything, throw them in the comments. I'll leave links to all the parts used and all the tools used in the description.